question.
This is the book of Second Esdras.
And to just catch y'all up on what's going on, the brother asked basically why people debate the Apocrypha, why they don't want the Apocrypha in the Bible, right? Why is there so much debate about it? When you find out about it, you look it up online to see why it was taken out, and that's usually the first thing you see. Because Google has this thing called algorithms, right? So they know that when you first look up a thing, they want to show you the negative things about it first, especially if they know who you are. Google has a way to tell that you're African American or something like that, right? So they usually show the white folks the truth first, but the people of color from the 12 tribes of Israel, for some reason, whenever they look up things like Israelites or the Apocrypha for the first time, the first thing they see is always a negative answer. You understand? It's because of Google's algorithms. That's how it works. Once you find the truth out on your Google page, you don't delete your history, then Google automatically just starts showing you truthful stuff. You know what I mean? As soon as you delete your history, delete all your catches, it goes back to showing you the BS again. You understand? It's the algorithms of Google. So go ahead and read that.
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54.
Bring it out.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. And a people also whom thou hast chosen. All the...
Oh. He's trying to get to the scripture. But, oh, okay, basically. All right, so look. That said that the Most High basically has chosen everybody, and has had everybody come from Adam. You understand? So everybody comes from the man Adam. You agree with that, right? All right, go ahead. Including the people who he chose.
Hold on. Everybody comes from Adam.
Right. Because Adam was the person who had the only people that lived through the flood. His descendants are the only descendants that survived the flood. Right. You understand? So everybody on the planet since the flood is a descendant of Adam.
Okay. There were other people.
So there were other people when Adam roamed the world.
They all got wiped out.
But his descendant was the only one who lived through the flood.
Noah.
That's why
his children.
Okay.
That's why we all descend from Adam.
Got it.
Okay.
So it says that everybody comes from Adam, including the people that he chose. The chosen people are the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So that's us. All right, go ahead.
All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sake.
So he said that all these things he spoke before is because he made the world for the sakes of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So the whole earth was made for us, and everybody in it was made for us. You understand? They're supposed to be our slaves. That's how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. You understand? That was the original intent of their creation in the first place. People always ask, well, if I'm not part of the 12 tribes, what's the Most High have me for anyway, right?
To serve.
It's to serve us, right? But the only reason we're in captivity right now is because we didn't serve him. So we say he was going to put them above us. If we would have kept serving him, like you said, all the other nations would have, if he gave them the covenant, then they would be in servitude to us right now. We never would have stopped. You understand?
So no matter how many of us wake up, we ain't never...
1/3 gotta wake up. That's it. Once 1/3 wake up, the sky gonna crack. It's gonna be a whole bunch of lighting like you might have saw last night, but it's gonna be a boom. And then everything gonna shut down, and then you're gonna see like your Yahushua coming with a whole bunch of ships and stuff. And then you're gonna know it's a wrap. You understand?
I seen something else about UFOs and stuff.
Yeah.
Those supposed to be his chariots.
Uh-huh.
So what's going on with these aliens that they talking about?
Aliens are angels. Angels travel in the chariots.
Okay, so they're not demons or...
Nah.
So the white man will teach you about aliens, but he'll teach you like a green goblin that's going to come down.
Because they want you to
suck your brain out and molest you while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And then he's going to fight the green goblins like in all of these movies you watch. Because he wants you to believe that he can defeat the Most High.
Right.
He just wants you to look crazy. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, and verse 3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
See? So his clouds are a chariot. What he's trying to say is he's going to be flying in flying saucers. Things that fly through the sky. On some Jetson type stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Is that it on that?
Who maketh his angel spirit Shalakia? Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariot? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind?
Right. So he walk upon the wings of the wind. You understand? Because that's the type of chariots that he's flying in. You feel what I'm saying? It's a flying saucer. You heard of young Pharaoh before? He calls it Planet X.
You're a joke though, man. I don't look into him.
I'm just saying, he calls it Planet X. That's what they want you to believe. That it's really far away that they can see it and they know it's coming. But really, it's going to be Yahweh's ship and a bunch of other ones, because he's coming with angels, right? Millions of them. And they're the ones who's going to destroy the earth along with it. You feel what I'm saying? He's going to be soaked in blood and they just going to be killing. So, it's going to be a lot of crazy crap going on. Oh, I ain't even going to screw over that damn. But, yeah. Isaiah 66. Yeah, 66. And start at verse 14. 15.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
So he's going to come with fire and and with his chariots like a whirlwind. So the fire basically is the thermonuclear destruction that's going to be coming along with it, because he's going to come in the midst of World War III. And we know that everybody's getting their nukes ready for World War III when it happens, because that's how it's going to be fought. It's not going to be a war fought on foot. It's going to be a war fought through the air. You understand what I'm saying?
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So that's how it's going to go. The Most High is going to be punishing us with the rebuke of the flames of fire from places like Gog and Magog, you know, Russia, Vladimir Putin. The flames of Amen from, like, what's his name? Kim Jong-un. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be a couple of them coming at us. You feel me? And the 2/3 is going to be trapped here. And they're going to die in the midst of the fire with all the other nations in America.
Right. When that's happening, where's the 1/3 going to be?
The 1/3 is going to be in the chariots watching it happen.
They're going to be gone by this.
Not gone. We're going to be in the chariots watching it happen. You understand? And then when it's time, we're going to go back to the mount. And that's when Yahweh going to start placing crowns on people.
You heard about the...
Salaki, you ever heard that song that the slaves used to sing? Oh Lord, something sweet.
Swing low, sweet chariot. Right? You heard that?
So it's like nothing new under the sun. Like, it's always been a remnant that knew the judgment and what's going to happen in those days. There's always been some kind of remnant. It's just at this time, he's bringing us back because we're coming towards the end. That's why you'll see more camps like this from place to place, popping up all over the world. He's stopping for no reason. Just keep him moving.
He's stopping traffic. But wait, hold up. Before you ask that question, let's answer the first one that you asked about the Apocrypha right quick. So, because I want to bring that up for you and everybody else out here. Okay, let's just read until the noise starts. Oh, okay. Nah, yeah. I don't know, it might be the president or the governor.
That's a gang.
Gang of crackers and coons.
Wow, right there.
That's a gang of crackers and coons. Coons and crackers.
Straight criminals.
Alright, but yeah, second Esdras.
I got it. So this is second Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 55.
This is out of the Apocrypha.
All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sakes.
Right, so he said that he made the world for our sakes, again, right? We're going to read it again for you. Go ahead.
As for the other people,
Uh-huh.
which also come of Adam,
Right, as for the other people, right? Because they come from Adam too, the ones that weren't chosen. You understand? All the other 17 nations on the planet. Go ahead.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
So they're nothing to the Most High. You understand? Ezra said this. Ezra from the Old Testament. The same one who they believed in. You understand? He said that they're nothing. Go ahead.
But be like unto spittle.
He said everybody that is in the 12 tribe of Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Indian, and the people that descend from us scattered abroad due to the transatlantic slave trade, right? And all the other captivities we've suffered. You're nothing but spit unto the Most High.
And has likened the abundance of them. Oh, I thought you...
Go ahead.
and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So you seen the Edomites that just passed us? Their drop is spit to the Most High. Like that fell from a drop of a vessel. If I took my water bottle and I just dripped a drop out of it, that's all they are to the Most High. All 17 nations put together. You understand what I'm saying? Romans 9 basically says that too. We'll bring it out in a minute. But first, go ahead and continue on that, and then I want to show you that it's not fake because there's a precept to it in the Bible that they never took out. Go ahead.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathens, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
So he said that all these heathen that have ever been reputed as nothing, we've always known they were nothing for the entire existence of Israel, right? We've always known that we were above all people, that we were above all these heathen out here. Wasn't a white person, an Edomite that was supposed to be over us. Esau gave up his blessing. We sent them to the caves. He came down and we showed them how to take a shower, right? Now they build showers in their houses like they knew how to do it a long time ago. You feel me?
Dirty.
And they call us dirty. Go ahead.
And to devour us. But we thy people whom thou hast called thy firstborn.
Because we're the firstborn according to Exodus chapter 4 verse 22. Go ahead.
Thy only begotten.
We're the only begotten son. Go ahead.
And thy fervent lover are given into their hand.
Right, damn it. They like doing that. Go ahead.
If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
So he's saying, if you said all this stuff for us, right? You made the world for our sakes. All these people are supposed to be servants unto us. But now all these heathen are over us, right? So how long is this going to last, basically, right? Why are they over us? Go ahead.
How long shall this endure?
So how long is it going to last, right? It's going to last until the 1/3 that we were talking about comes back to the laws of the Most High, comes back to the covenant of the Most High. It's usually the people that are out here around the world that are trying to listen and wake up, right? Those are the ones that he's calling. Many are called, but few were chosen, right? A lot of people walk through here and hear what we're saying, but only a couple people decide to do what we said. That's the difference. You feel me? So, go ahead and read this.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 40 and verse 15.
Let's see if it matches anything that we just read in the Apocrypha that they don't believe in because they say it's not canon, right? Go ahead.
Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket.
Whoa. Well, what's the first thing he said?
The nations are as a drop of a bucket.
He said the nations are as a drop of a bucket. That's the first thing, that's how the scripture begun, huh? Go ahead.
And are counted as the small dust of the balance.
He's saying now, instead of just calling them a drop that falls from a vessel, he's saying they like, if you look at a scale on the balance, right, and it's dusty, you just, one little dust mite is what they're counted at. All 17 nations. That's worse than the drop. Go ahead.
Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
He's saying all the isles, all the heathen nations, they're a very little thing to him. As little as a dust mite. Go ahead.
And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn,
right?
Nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering.
He said Lebanon. You know where Lebanon is? Lebanon is like in the Middle East, but they're black people. So he's trying to say these black people, you know, everybody's kin to you ain't kin to you. So all these black people don't be thinking that they are folks too. You know what I mean? So right, or Ishmaelites. Ishmaelites look. There's a lot of Ishmaelites look like you too, the real ones. You feel what I'm saying? They come out here look just like Jake, act just like Jake, but really, they like Nipsey Hussles and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
All nations before him are as nothing.
Right. So he said all nations before him are as nothing. Ain't that the same thing that Ezra said? This is Isaiah. This is a whole totally different prophet, but it's in the Old Testament still, right? So it's the same thing. I think that's it on that, right? Go ahead.
And they are counted to him. Right. Less than nothing and vanity.
Yeah, so he said, and the fact that they think they're nothing, now they're counted to him as less than nothing and vanity, because it's vain that they even thought that they could be something to the Most High. It's Christians and Indians and you know, Ishmaelites and Chinese people all think that they have something to do with the covenant of the Bible now. He's saying that's vanity. So before you were nothing, but now you're less than nothing, whatever the heck that is. You feel? So, but they don't want to read that. They don't want you to read that. They know that a lot of the stuff that the Bible says is going to be said by multiple prophets. So if they take away the book where the other one is said, it's going to be hard for you to believe it, right? Or it's going to think that that's not the proper interpretation of this because they were able to teach the rest of the Bible this way. God loves everybody. So this has to be meaning something else. You know what I'm saying? That's the thought it's going to give you in your mind. But once you know the truth and you can read it, says it there and it says it here, it's like, oh, damn, well, he wasn't lying. And then you can find other precepts to prove it. Give me Romans chapter 9, verse 20. Go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God?
So he said, who art thou that replies against God, right? Most of the heathen say, well, if the Most High only has 12 chosen tribes and stuff, and that's the only people he cares about, why am I even here? This is saying, who are you to even ask that question? Right?
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made thus? Have made me thus?
He's saying, should the thing say to the thing that formed it, why did you make me? Right? He's saying, don't matter why I made you. But we know that the fact he made the other nations is to serve us, right? The Negro, Latino, and Native American Indians are supposed to have slaves. That's why they put us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? You catch the king before the king catch you. That's how it works.
Hath not the potter power over the clay?
But the Most High has power. He has power over the clay, right? He's the potter. So this is what he did.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor.
He could take one lump of clay, cut it in half, and say, I don't care about this side on the left. I'm going to make this 17 nations. And I'm going to make this one side over here that's real big, the same size, right? I'm going to make it the 12 tribes of Israel. And I'm going to care about this nation. They're going to be the people I love. And all these other people are going to serve them. Right. As long as they hearken unto my law, statutes, and commandments. That's right. But we didn't do that. So then he said, I'm going to take this lump of clay right here, these 17 nations that was supposed to serve y'all, and y'all going to serve them. Right? That's Deuteronomy 28. You feel? The ass became the tail. And the tail became the ass.
You seen that video of the Phoenix Lights?
The what?
Phoenix Lights that happened, it was some years ago it happened. They saw a bunch of, in Arizona, a whole bunch of chariots just light the sky.
Where?
Yeah, you seen that? I wanted to see if there was
It was lighting in the sky last night.
No, it was
like a big light.
It was
Yeah, I know.
A bunch of UFOs just filled the sky.
I feel.
It was flying straight over the city.
Okay.
Everybody's going crazy. They started recording it and everything. But what I want to know is that scripture? Are the chariots supposed to come down and do stuff like that?
If the chariots, I believe that was probably some government crap to try to see how people would react to it. Because like I said, they make these movies, right, to make you have a certain thought in your mind. So that they gave you Independence Day, right, to make you think when you see a chariot, it's going to be time for war. We got to start fighting the aliens. The aliens are coming to take over the world.
I think it was government too, but I don't think they can mimic that stuff. I don't think they're there yet.
If they can make a little spaceship, it's easy for them to just form a little round thing around it and have it fly like a damn jet through the city and make you think it's a spaceship.
But they can't make that. They can't make that bad baby disappear.
Yeah, they was disappearing and reappearing and zipping around and all that.
Can't do that.
We're not supposed to get signs though, and I don't think he's just gonna send no angels here just to fly over a city and not hurt nobody. That's kind of weird to me. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that the white man could do because they I have a projection on my phone where they made it look like Yahushua was there. They made him a black man and everything. Put it in the clouds over there in the Middle East. And one of the dudes, one of the rich sheiks was flying in his private jet and he took a picture of it and put it on Instagram. I have it on my phone. You know what I'm saying? It's a project that they have. I forget what the name of the project is, but they have, yeah, there you go, Bluebeam.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Project Bluebeam, but basically what they've been doing is trying to make you think that a lot of things are happening pertaining to the end of the world for the people that know what that is. You understand? It's only a couple people that know. The little sheik didn't know what he was seeing. He just seen a black guy in the clouds with an afro. To us, it would make us think, oh, Yahushua's coming back. But then we don't see that shit. We're like, you know what I'm saying? So.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Right. So it said, don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven, right? For the heathen are dismayed at them. So if they did see them chariots flying through the air, and Yahushua ain't come back, the world ain't in, don't worry about it. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter who it was. Just, if you seen it, and it was real, if it was real, that means you better hurry up and get your life together then, because that means they about to come for real. It's going to be a lot more the next time. And they're not going to be playing. They ain't going to be flying over the city like a 4th of July parade. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be hurting people.
I got one more question. I don't want to keep on asking a lot of questions.
Go
I
ahead.
got one more. The book of Enoch. What's going on with that?
Ooh, I wish I had mine on me. Do you got a book of Enoch on you? Alright, I could have showed you some stuff because it's fake. Who got a Zondervan Bible Dictionary on there? Anybody? Mine's in my car. God damn. Shit. Alright, so look. The Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right? You got one? We're going to read Enoch out of the Zondervan. And we're going to see what Zondervan said and how it was made. Who wrote the book of Enoch? Because it's in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. And we're going to see if Enoch wrote it.
They were saying that they didn't know who wrote it. That's why some people don't count it as...
That's a lie. We know who wrote it. History knows who wrote it. Because they told you who wrote it. And it wasn't Enoch. Who made this one? Yeah, okay, bet. Look up Enoch in here. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, they got a bunch of different looking Zondervan Bible dictionaries. The three I got don't look like the one most people show you. All mine look different. You could go get them at the thrift store for like $2. Feel me? They be old, but they still got the same information in. You see? There you go. Books of Enoch. Alright.
Enoch, books of Enoch. Apocalyptic literature written by various authors and...
Wait, what? I thought the book of Enoch was supposed to be written... weren't all the other scriptures written by the prophets that they have their name on it? Right? Solomon wrote the Song of Solomon, right? Nehemiah wrote Nehemiah. You know what I'm saying? Luke wrote Luke. Matthew wrote Matthew. Mark wrote Mark. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of stuff, right? So, read that again.
Apocalyptic literature written by various authors.
So it didn't say like one guy wrote it, like maybe this guy started writing something and this guy continued it. It said it was written by various authors. Many different people came in and wrote something in this book and called it the Book of Enoch. Go ahead.
And circulated under the name of Enoch.
And they circulated it under the name Enoch because Enoch was a popular name back then. Everybody knows who Enoch is, right? Especially back in that time. He's a descendant of the Israelites. When that was shot up into the sky, right? So it's like they circulate it under the name Book of Enoch, and they make you think it's real. Well, you know what I mean. Khan, he knows what I mean. I was giving him the connotation that he would be used to because he's reading the Book of Enoch. What? He said the proper way to say what I said. That he was taken up into the sky. You know what I'm saying?
He was not taken up into the sky.
Well, taken by the Most High.
He was no more.
Right.
For the Lord took him.
Taken by the Most High.
He came back.
When I say taken into the sky, I'm talking about his spirit.
Huh?
I'm talking about his spirit.
Oh, yeah.
He came back, though.
Huh?
Enoch came back to talk to his sons, and then went back. The Most High took him again or something like that.
If that's in the Book of Enoch, then it's not real. Because I ain't never read that in the Bible. But, yeah, I don't know about that. But I know he was taken by the Most High, and we ain't seen him since. Basically, that's how it goes. So, but this book was written by various authors, though, right? And you're gonna find out who these authors were. Go ahead.
Enoch was written by Chassidim, or by the Pharisees.
The Chasten, right? So that's another word for the Pharisees, right? So the same people that didn't believe in Yahushua, they're writing this book of Enoch to throw people off. Yahushua is gonna come back. Let's circulate another book to throw people off and make them think things contrary to what he's trying to say, right? That's why the book of Enoch contradicts a lot of the things that the Israelites talk about. The way it talks about giants and all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? And it mentions certain wars and stuff like that before they were even happening. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How could he do it anyway?
it's because they were written after that time period and circulated under a different name to make it seem like they were older than what they were. You understand?
Enoch was written by the Chassidim, or by the Pharisees, between 163 to 63 BC. It is the best source for the development of Jewish doctrine in the
Jewish doctrine, okay? It's the development of Jewish doctrine. It's the best source for the development of the Khazar's doctrine. You feel me?
Fake Jews.
Right. Go ahead.
In the last two pre-Christian centuries.
In the last two pre-Christian centuries. You understand what I'm saying? This is in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. So, the same Bible dictionary we use to say we're not black, we're Negroes. Feel me? Because it's in there. Not Hamites, but we're something else, because they said the Negroes ain't Hamites, right?
Enoch was written AD 1 through 50.
So Enoch was written AD 1 through 50. Half of it was written by the Pharisees in 163 BC. The other half was written after Yahushua died, 53 years after he died. You understand? That's how many various authors were able to get their hands on it. It was written in a time period of 160 years before he was born, and then he died at 33, still being written then, and then it gets written again. Like, because it's like 8 books of Enoch or something like that, right? It's a whole bunch of books of Enoch. Yeah, a whole lot of them. So, they were all written by Pharisees, all written by various authors. We don't know who none of them are because they didn't really write their names on nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just circulated it under the book of Enoch because they wanted you to think Enoch wrote it. And it goes contrary to the Bible. Huh? So that's basically what that is. You feel?
Hey, Moses wrote Genesis, right?
Yeah.
He's the author of Genesis.
Uh-huh.
All right. That was something else that people are arguing about too.
Who are they saying wrote it?
Some people say that nobody knows who wrote Genesis, and I heard other people saying no, Moses is the author, and you know.
Moses is the author of the first 5 books of the Bible.
People trying to say that how did Moses write Deuteronomy if he died?
He died in Deuteronomy, right? They recorded his death, but he had a recorder too. So when you, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you have scribes with you and they're saying the same thing you're saying, being there with you, they basically mark it as you writing the book. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, he died and they're able to write things after he died, but it's because
King James' name's on the book, but he didn't really write the translation.
Exactly. He orchestrated the translation. He made it possible to happen. He put the people in place to make it happen. You understand what I'm saying? So it was up to them, and they decided to name it the King James Bible. It wasn't even him that did it. That's in the King James Bible. I have it in the first pages of my book. They're they have a whole letter that they wrote to King James, the 47 Hebrew and Greek scholars, right? They wrote to him to let him know that they were going to name this publicating book that he authorized and orchestrated for them to write after him. They were going to call it the King James Bible. They wrote a letter to him and put it in the King James Bible. You understand? This is a Zondervan King James Bible. And it has the letter from the scribes inside of the book. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, he didn't call it the King James Bible. But the other people would call it, you know, Deuteronomy or something to say it was written by Moses because Moses did write.
Man, I lied, man. I got one question.
What's up?
John 1:17.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
John chapter 1 verse 17.
Look it out.
For the law was given to Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ.
Moses was the one that was given the law. The law was from Moses.
So the law was from Moses. That's the first 5 books, the Torah. You heard of Torah before? The Torah is Genesis to Deuteronomy. Bereshit through
Bereshit in the beginning.
Yeah. How you say Deuteronomy in that?
Devarium.
Yeah, okay. Devarium. So Bereshit through Devarium. But yeah. That's the Torah. What's up? Your last question?
Yeah, I've been reading this, the 1611 version. I understand why they ain't got the J's in there. But
yeah, because the J was invented in 1632.
Yeah,
so
when they spell certain words like Jews and Jesus, they put an I there.
Yeah, because the I was invented right before the J. The I was a new character too.
So how did they pronounce that?
The I is Latin.
Did they say Jews? How we saying it now?
Nah, it was E.
They say E.
Yeah, Jesus would have been Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, or right, I Jesus.
They would say when they say Jews, they say Jews.
Huh?
How would they say Jews?
Jews.
Jews.
Yeah. You ain't never heard of Italian say the Jews or really Italian? Yeah, so the Jews. You know what I'm saying? That's how they speak. It's Latin.
That's real though. Right?